everyone. Today we will continue lesson 8. The first part is the notes. The first one is 好吗? Yes, this is a very easy one. The pinyin is 好. Oops. 好吗? So this is a question symbol and it is used to ask about another's idea or opinion. Can be used as an invitation. Can you please? This means can mean as can you please, something like this. Okay, now let's take a look at the examples. The first, 我们一起去吃饭，好吗？我们 is we, right? 一起 is together. 一起去 go 吃饭 eating. If you just talk to someone saying 我们一起去吃饭, it's a requirement, it's an order, right? If you want to make it very polite and is asking, is inviting, asking others' opinion, surely the person can say yes or no. So we can add 好吗 at the end of this requirement to make it as an invitation, to make it as a very polite invitation. And then the second example here, 你明天下午给我打电话，好吗? So here is, you will feel that the actual object that at the first part of this sentence it's a very, how to say, it's a very it's a very strong requirement. It's not polite at all. So here it's 你明天 it's tomorrow, you tomorrow afternoon, 明天下午给我打电话 so call me, so 给我 so 给我做什么事 means do something for somebody. So here is call, make a call for me or call me. There are two meanings over here. So 给我. So here is a bit there's a new knowledge over here is 给我. So for example, parents love to say you should read books now, right? So they talk to their kids a very, how to say, a very angry requirement saying that you should read book now. So it's 给我看书 or 给我写作业. So 给我 do something. It's a very strong requirement and it's very unpolite. It happens mostly between, for example, parents and kids, or a very big boss and the employee. So like 给我写作业. 写作业 is do homework, write homework. So do the homework for me, like this strong feeling. So here is a bit fun to say 给我打电话好吗? And then number 3, we learned that in the text, 我们下午去看电影好吗? So afternoon we go to see a movie. All right. So this is like all right question symbol here. And then the second one is 在. The pinyin is 在. The fourth tone, 在. It indicates the repetition and continuation of an action or state. So we've learned that in the previous lesson. So it's like then we do something, right? And then if 在 is following an action, which means we first do the first part, and then, which means 在, the second part. So now let's take a look at the example here. 你再看看这本书吧。你再看看这本书吧。看这本书 means read this book, right? So now there's a 在 here before. So you see the 在's position is before the verb. So it's 在 following something. So which means that you read this book again, then you read this book. Read this book again. Alright, so 在 will here is repetitions. So 在 read this again, read this book again. And then we take a look at the second example. 你明天再给我打电话吧。So here, 在 following an action, which means and then. Yes, so here is tomorrow you call me please. But is a suggestion here. So in this sentence, it's more like today I am not free to call. So could you please tomorrow, 明天, call me again? So it's more like this again feeling for 在. And this 在 is always always before an action over here. So it will use before this action. And then the third example, 你让我想想再告诉你. We also learned this in our text, right? So you let me think, then I tell you. Oh, this is, let me take a look. So such as 请让教. Okay, so let's look at the examples and learn what is this sentence. 我请你吃饭. This pinyin is 请 Oops. 请 Yes, 请 the first tone. 请我请你吃饭. Here means invite. I invite you to eat. That's exactly this translation. And then 你让我再想想. We learned this in the previous class, which means here is let somebody do something, right? Let somebody do something. Allow me to do something. Here is please allow me to think about it. Again, 在 here. And then the third example, 我叫人去看看. This is 叫. Here is to ask someone to take a look. 我叫人去看看. I asked somebody to take a look. Okay, replication here. That's very fun. So it's a very casual, relaxed expression, oral expression. We duplicate the verb. It's mostly in the situation of the single character verb. And here, of course, there's two characters verb, but I always suggest that please just learn those from textbook. Just not make up a duplication of the verb by yourself. See if it's okay. For example, like how to say it? Like a verb is a verb. That's hard for me to think of an example right now, but let's take a look at the example on the book. All right, so the first is 说, 诗乌欧说. The pinyin is 诗乌欧说. It's the first tone. 说一说. All of them represented the hey, say something, right? We can of course say 说一下. So hey, let's say something about your holiday, like about your weekend. Let's do this example. Weekend is 周末. 周末 it contains Saturday and Sunday. So the pinyin is 周末. 是欧洲末欧末. So hey, say something about your 周末. You can say it in Chinese. This will be 说一说你的周末. And this is like a suggestion, right? It's like hey, say something to me, like not a suggestion, but like an invitation, or it's a very polite way to say it. If you just say 说一说你的周末 and then end, it's a very strong requirement. It's not very polite. Here, we are going to use this end sentence, 吧, this end word, 吧, which means, hey, talk about your weekend. 说一说你的周末吧. Did I mention something in the previous lesson that the 告诉 and 说? So here, it's say something about your 周末, but because in English that say something about is quite similar to talk about, right? So here is like when we translate it in English, it's okay to use both. But if it's in Chinese, it should be 说你的周末吧. I remember that we've learned 告诉 in our last lesson. Here, yes, here is to tell. Okay, it's to tell. It's not talk about something. Then it's correct. Then 告诉 is just tell. I tell you later. But it's of course okay to say to talk about this for you. So there's no such expression saying I talk you. We do have to talk you later, right? That's a bit hard to distinguish because in English they are quite similar. Tell something, talk something, say something. So please remember this text and know that if I want to tell you, if we use 告诉. If we want to say something about, we are going to use 说 over here. Yeah, it's a bit complicated. And then that says 听, to hear something. 听一听. Oh, that's not a pinyin. 听. And this is 看一看. They are the same. 听一下看一下. And 学习准备运动 This is 准备知稳准备准备 It means prepare. And an exercise. It's based on the dialogues, based on the text here. So 他们为什么今天下午不去看电影? So you can look for the answer on the text from the previous lesson. And then the second, 王老师为什么让他给大卫打电话? So these two are why questions, right? So we are going to say 因为 because what's 大卫怎么了? It's 怎么了? It's how about David? What's wrong with David? 怎么了? 他为什么去找服务员? Why question? Why she is looking for the waiter? 他为什么不喜欢那件黑的? Should be the clothes, right? the black clothes 黑的黑色 black 为什么不 why not here Okay, you have to answer those questions, all right? Okay, now let's take a look at exercise 3. 妈妈，我们一起 should be 看书, right? Read books. But we are going to use what we have learned in this class. That is 看看。我们一起看看 can be a book, or it can be a cartoon, or it can be just some random item, just want to have a look together. So 一起看看 here. 再见 means goodbye here. 我明天再看你 right? We have learned this. When David is ill, David is sick, and then the bee said, 我去看他 I'm going to visit him. Remember this? It's this one. 看你 And then here, as this boy is probably thinking of the question. Then he said, 老师让我在 The teacher let me do something again. So probably think of the question, right? So 想想老师叫同学们 it's again, it's 看看 or probably 再看看 That's very fun, I know. Alright, so it's the sentence in Chinese, declarative sentence, declaration. It's totally fine. So I know that when we first start learning Chinese, that the tone or the intonation is always going up. Like when I speak English or German, I always have such kind of feeling that I cannot just make the sentence finished. So that's also the same probably when you speak in Chinese. So when you end this sentence, just simply make your tones a bit down. All right, so let's practice it together. 我学习汉语 and so if we don't end, if it is just the first part of the sentence, it could be 我学习汉语，但汉语很难。Oh, so it's a little bit going up, right? Not very huge difference. All right, the second one. 他是我的老师。外边天气很好。All right, the characters. 呵乌安欢。的卫队。奥安邦。么奥茂。部长。And then find out those duplicated words. 看一看。读一读。读 means read something loud. So here, 读。Group work. 老师让我写汉字。So the teacher asked me or let me write down the character 汉字 over here. So we can make up a sentence. For example, 妈妈 don't allow me 不让我吃麦当劳。麦当劳 So mom doesn't allow me to eat McDonald's here. And we can also think about the 叫 For example, 大卫 David 大卫叫我去打篮球 which means David called me it can be like a phone call. It can also be a physical call. Hey, you come to play basketball with me. So it's like this kind of call, right? So 叫我 去打篮球 to go to play basketball here. Okay, so we finished lesson 8. That's a very great job. So in our next lesson, we are going to begin lesson 9 here. And before we end today, we are going to take a look at the exercise book. So here, this should be still lesson 7, right? Yeah, this should be the lesson 7. So we can see that the part 2, such kind of reading exercise, you are going to choose the pictures. I'm sure in your real exercise book, the quality will be much better than my ebook here. So you're going to finish all of those exercises and just look at this exercise that it is without the pinyin. So please do not just remember the pinyin and the meaning. What you are going to do is actually remember the pinyin for how to speak out this word and also the character for the actual meaning of this word. For example, we take a look at these 4 Chinese words over here and select the matched pictures. The first is 机场, which is related to 飞机. So it's the airport. The second one is 商场is the shop, the shopping mall. 商场 should be shopping, right? Buying something, shopping mall here. And then you see it's a brand new word for you, and without pinyin and without meaning it just shows up in the exercise book. So you can feel that the exercise book is actually not very easy, just you which means you still need to put a lot of effort on self-learning, on a search for these new words, the pronunciations, the pinyin, the meanings, so that you know a lot of new words, and somehow you will just be able to read Chinese very fast, and you understand a lot. You can speak a lot. You can make your paragraph. You can make your own text. That's something will happen in the very near future. This one is we may know something, right? We know something, even though we might be not fully understanding the whole word. So first is this character is 车, right? Like 出租车, 公共汽车, 开车 is the car. All right. And 场, we learned that from airport, shopping mall, 场 is a location. It's a location. So 车场 probably it's location, a playground that with cars. So that's only probably D. So here is parking lot. 停 means stop. So 停车场 means parking lot. So even though we don't understand what this word mean, we probably understand 1 or 2 character in this word, and we can guess the meaning. And and then I will research on the internet or on the dictionary how to read these words and know this word by heart. So I learned this. That is the parking lot. 停车场, 特营停, 停车场. All right, so the last one is 运动场. We haven't seen this word before, but each character we understand them, right? 运动 is sport, to do sport. 场 is a location, it's a playground. So it's this one is it's a playground. Yeah, 运动场, boy. And then lesson B. So please also finish the listening part on your own. And yes, it's so easy to get the listening material on the internet. And you can check the answer if you do it correct or wrong. If you don't understand, please just stop the listening and repeat and try your best to listen which part I don't understand. So just to repeat it like 2 or 3 times to practice the listening. All right, so reading part here. We are going to take a look at the first part. It should be the easiest one. So the 16 is it's always B is taken, always 打篮球, play basketball here. And then the 16, 我今天很忙，没时间看电影, which means correct. I'm busy today, no time to see a film. So it should be a very busy man, right? Should be E, a very busy person, could be a lady, of course. So elephant here. 外面天气很好，我们一起去运动运动吧。So here is talking about the weather is nice, and then 运动 do some sport. As the basketball is already taken, so it probably this one, all right, doing some sports beside a lake, beside a river here. All right, so 18. 王老师让我给张鹏打个电话。打电话 means make a phone call, correct? 张鹏 is a name. So we are going to take a look at which picture have those make a phone call action. All right, only one is F. Very good. And then 19. 妈妈生病了，我们去医院看看她吧。So there is a location 医院 hospital 医院 right? And mama is 生病了 sick. Mama is sick. So I'm going to check is there any this one looks so matched, right? So this old lady seems like lying on the bed. There's a nurse or someone visiting her. So it could be this situation, right? Mama 生病了，我们去医院看看她吧。Great job. And then the last one. 小王告诉我，这个商店的东西有点贵。贵 means expensive. 商店 is the store, it's the shop. And I'm going to take a look. Someone is shopping. Could be this one, right? It's the only person that is shopping. So yeah, then we finish this part 1. So it's not something very difficult, but you really need to put some effort, spend some time on finishing those exercises so that you will learn each section of what we have learned in the lesson deeper. You are not just hear this lesson and then that's all for me. But if you continue do some exercise by yourself, you can like have a really good foundation of the Chinese, and then at some time you can speak very good, very fluent Chinese, and there's no problem for you to travel alone in China or to have an exchange semester, summer school, or even work in China, because you can really speak good Chinese. So it's very helpful and actually very important for you to also spend more time learning the exercise book, learning the textbook, and also other materials like the TV series or the movies or any other source of Chinese language. Those are very important. And yes, that's all for today's class. I hope you enjoy it. And next class, we are going to start lesson 9. And that is for today. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and I hope you have a great day.